And you need them to survive.
One-time purchases.
And you need them to survive.
One-time purchases.
And you need them to survive.
One-time purchases.
To survive.
That are not going to be made in 2025.
Doesn't matter. You needed them to survive.
So our spending. Hey, how about we go into the finances and look what we can fix?
Here's the fix. You can spend $120,000 in a year, you dumb.
What the f do you mean?
Do you feel any kind of resentment here?
I don't think I would have ever married her.
Oh.
Download my budgeting app today and take control of your money.
Hi, my name is Lady. I'm 26 years old.
Hi, my name is Manny. I'm 28 years old, and we're from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
And this is the financial audit.
The financial audit right here. Thanks for coming to Austin. What do we do for a living? Let's start with Lady, because Lady's in front of me. It's an interesting fake name we've assigned you. Like, why the f aren't you Guy? I don't know.
I don't
you
know.
look like someone named Guy.
Well,
okay, what do you do, lady?
I'm unemployed, so I'm just home all the time.
All right.
Yep.
Guy.
So I am currently a substitute teacher. My local
so
high
how
school.
the f are you guys living? No offense. Like, I don't even need to ask the wage for that. I know it's not much. How the f are you living? You also look like a substitute teacher.
Yeah, I know.
So this is like...
I wonder if Honeybook has any...
Commercial. Already, y'all. Get ready. You know he got advertisements, commercials, and you got a lot of those going on, so get ready.
When you put a little DVD into a machine and they can just sit and go to sleep while you're there.
Oh, I
you
wish.
babysit.
I wish. So
unless you're a perma sub. Are you perma subs?
We're in every day. Currently I'm teaching 8th grade integrated science. Our principal had medical emergencies, so the 8th grade science teacher is now the principal. So we kind of all stepped up positions. It's still the same pay, but
Tell me
I am
what you're
teaching.
making.
So it's $175 a day. It's daily pay. It averages to
days?
about 23 and some change an hour.
Okay, what hits your account on a monthly basis?
If the weeks are full, because we don't get paid for like days school's closed or like spring break or anything, it's $1,400 even every 2 weeks.
Oh, every 2 weeks.
Every 2 weeks. So yeah, $2,800 a month if school's open.
But that is not always. And there's like 3 months where it's definitely not.
Correct. Like this paycheck is only 6 days, so it's gonna be rough.
Why? Spring break took up that much?
Spring break was Friday and Monday, and then being here missed 2 days.
Yeah.
So, but I do also have a second job.
Why are you unemployed?
I am an immigrant.
Yeah, you are. I hear the accent now. Okay, hold on.
Yeah, so I'm currently trying to get my
You guys married?
Yes.
Yeah, we are.
How long have you guys been together?
Since June 2022.
Yeah, we've been married for about a year and a half. September of 23.
You got married in a year?
Yeah, a little over a year.
Yep.
A little quick, but very happy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where are you from?
I'm from Zambia, but I am Somali. From Zambia. In Africa.
Were you guys on a different show on TLC before this?
No, 90 Day Fiance.
No.
No, she was over here for school, and we
Yeah.
met on a dating app, and that's kind of what kicked it off.
Yeah.
Okay. So.
What's good? What they do? It's your boy Purple Lips. Welcome to Pocket Watching Wednesday, and with your boy Purple Lips with a Purple Lip breakdown. You know what I'm saying? Today audit got a little heated. A grown man walked into Caleb's studio, ready to throw hands. He didn't come there to take notes. He came there to throw hands, not for a financial audit. Yeah, man. Caleb, man, this man came in Caleb's studio ready to throw hands, and that right there, I ain't gonna lie. You know, that's why so many families got stuck. They so stuck. You know what I'm saying? Pride over progress. Let's break this whole thing down. You know, this is Caleb. This Caleb Hammer Purple Lip breakdown. Sorry for my stuttering. You know what I'm saying? Can't wait till I learn how to edit. Hey man, hey, let's go ahead and get this, man. It's a Purple Lip breakdown. Let's go.
Oh, how long until you get this work visa?
I applied for it. I had one, and then it expired in August of 2024.
What are you doing?
I was working in customer service.
Okay, but that is money, and we need money in Pittsburgh.
You know what? We're gonna go ahead and get right into the juiciness. We don't want to waste no time. We're gonna go ahead and get right into the juicy juice.
Work permit in August, and that's supposed to take 3 to 5 months. It's been 8.
Okay.
Yeah.
So right now she's legally here on basically a marriage green card because while that's pending, she's allowed to stay here. But we're kind of just waiting on interviews and waiting on
How are things going to change when she has an income?
But we'll have much more money to pay down debts much easier. I'm looking at getting rid
I assume
of.
your spending will just go up because look where you are. We're at $70,000 a debt. Why no? You're confident with the no? You already
100%,
had,
100%
how?
confident
She already
with the no.
had an income before.
Correct. But we're
How long has she not had an income?
since August,
Yeah,
8 months.
you then.
That is when our credit card
This is
debt
not
skyrocketed.
$70,000 in 8 months. That's spending. Fuck you.
Well, $7,000 in 8 months. Our spending has skyrocketed because we also moved in after we got married because we're not allowed to live together before we got
Oh
married.
no! I moved into a place. That means I have to spend $70,000 in 8. What are you talking about, dude?
A lot of our expenses were with her not having a job. We have to put on credit cards.
$70,000. That is you living
Not
above your means.
completely.
You do not need to live on $70,000 in 8 months. That we are talking at that point. You are living off of $110,000 a year. That is, you are not making that up with an income. What are you
A
talking about?
lot of this stuff over the past year are one-time purchases that are not going to be made in subsequent
And you
years.
need them to survive.
One-time purchases.
And you need them to survive.
One-time purchases.
And you need them to survive.
This is what I'm talking about. One-time
To
purchases
survive.
that are not going to be made in 2025
Doesn't
or
matter. You
2026.
needed them to survive.
So our spending
Doesn't. Hey.
Hey,
It's it.
our spending is going to go down because of those one-time
No,
purchases are no
that's
longer
not
on
how
the
Hey, my boy can't hear ready to scrap. Hey, he's talking about, hey. He talking back and all. Like, my boy trying to get him a financial audit, trying to help him out with his life, trying to put his life together, get his debt out of, get himself out of his debt so he can take care of his wife. You know what I'm saying? And he obviously he got to get nosy, man. He got to find out all the nitty and gritty. You know what I'm saying? But apparently this man came out here to. He didn't come out here to get no audit, man. He's stressed out and he frustrated. He don't even want to take accountability of it right now. He just want to challenge him, man. He want to talk back to somebody.
be made in 2025
Doesn't
or
matter. You
2026.
needed them to survive.
So our spending
Doesn't. Hey.
Hey,
It's it.
our spending is going to go down because of those one-time
No,
purchases are no
That's
longer
not how
on the
this
budget.
works. Listen. Next year, maybe you'll want to buy a chin.
Chest, feet, and
You know what I mean? Said next year you might want to buy a chin. And then he zoomed in on the chin and all that, bro. That's hilarious. Oh shoot.
Thing gets
Budget.
worse. Listen. Next year,
Hey, hold up, y'all. I gotta rewind this real quick because that part was really funny.
survive.
That are not
Drop
going
y'all comments if y'all think that's funny or not, man. Go ahead. What y'all think about this guy so far?
to be made in 2025
Doesn't
or
matter.
2026.
You needed them to survive.
So our spending is
Doesn't. Hey.
Hey,
It's it.
our spending is going to go down because of those one-time
No,
purchases are no
That's
longer
not how
on the
this
budget.
works. Listen. Next year, maybe you'll want to buy a chin. I don't know what's gonna
No.
happen. At some point, everything gets pushed. Everything.
That's
You will
hilarious.
find a replacement for that spending. The spending that you did last year that are one time, you're going to find one-time purchases next year. I only have 4 of these conversations a week. That's it. For 3 years.
So
will
you're
find
saying my
this.
position is the same as everybody else's position and that I'm not
Yeah.
unique in any way. So why would I be on this podcast in the first place?
Yeah, basically, because essentially everyone that comes on the show, trust me, I've heard that this show.
Just because our spending was bad in the last 12 months does not mean it's going to be bad in the subsequent 12 months or the 12 months after that.
Behavior.
No, that's possibly true, but it does show that you have bad habits,
Just changes
We
because
are-
we wake
and that's also true.
up
We
one
are
day.
here to get our behavior changed and look at what we need
I don't
to
change
change.
behavior. I will give you advice of what you should
Yeah,
and should not do.
And that advice
but you spent
will
a
help our behavior.
Yeah, if you follow it. I'm
Yes,
s-
that's what we want to do is follow
Oh
it.
my
That's
gosh,
why
this
we're
guy.
here.
That's why we're here. Okay, fucking bingo. Got it. Ding, ding, ding. Buddy, everyone says that. Again, you think you're unique? You're saying exactly what everyone says every
Yes.
single time.
Okay, I'm here to get help. If I didn't want help, I would not be here.
Then maybe you should fucking listen instead of interjecting. Oh, yeah, go.
Straight up. Maybe you should listen. Straight up, defensiveness is a symptom. You feel me? Like when someone reacts with anger and to like a financial correction, you know what I'm saying? It often means that they basically is like their self worth. They're tired of self worth to their own income. You know what I'm saying? Like their income is going crazy. Like, hey, nah, this is crazy. This guy is going crazy right now.
Go ahead, interject.
No, go ahead.
So defensive. Like instead of just taking the advice or trying to help him out or anything like that, he just want to bark back at this man while he's trying to help him out. Do y'all think he handled this correctly?
There it is. Okay, your one-time purchases that you did last year, you will have one-time purchases for the rest of your life. This is what happens every single time. And even still, she did not have a job since the middle of last year, since after the middle of last year, and you guys chose to live on $120,000. Even if they're one-time purchases, I don't give a you chose to live off of $120,000 a year when you barely make scraps. So I don't give a if they're one-time purchases. You chose that.
So how about we go into the finances and look what we can fix?
Buddy, it's a fix. Here's a fix. Let me give you a little fix. This will solve your entire issue, and we can fast forward instead of doing an hour and a half. Here's a fix. Don't spend $120,000 in a year, you dumb making $30,000. Let's be real.
30,000 spending 120 a year. Crazy. Yo, this kind of emotional immaturity shows why like financial trauma often leads to basically broken relationships and fatherless homes. It's horrible.
Your lifesaver in a sea of debt. Unlike typical loan shares, if you actually want 6.
They got them long advertisements.
Father's Day. Apparently, trading charge you for bringing the mountain slash.
That's what we are here to try and fix. We want
that is reality.
We were fiscally irresponsible, and that's what we are here to try and fix.
But that is not how this conversation is going to go. Stop trying to control this, okay? You little domineering freak. That is not how this is going to work. I am trying to learn about you.
Yes.
I get into your brain, we figure it out, and then we go through the finances, and then I get to learn about them based on the establishment that you set before of your personality, that I get to know about you and why you did the things. Guess what? Special guy. I don't know if math teaches this, but when I look in your most recent month, I can't see what you spent in August. So yes, we're having a conversation about what last year looked like that got you into $70,000 of debt.
I agree.
Yeah, I don't think the master's degree is going to solve that equation for you. So yeah, we're going to talk about maybe the mistakes you made.
Absolutely. I 100% agree.
So stop with the let's get into the documents then. I know we're going to go into the numbers that happened in the last month.
Earn up to 5%.
And I think that's basically what was frustrating homeboy. He basically was like tired of talking about his personal, his personal life and things that had happened along the way. He just kind of wanted the financial help without Caleb understanding what he had, his habits or who he was or what got him there in the first place. So I think that's what got him frustrated at the fact that he was basically the man who's sitting in the chair. I think that's what got him frustrated, the fact that, Caleb is asking him all these questions. He just want to get to the nitty gritty of financial help instead of Caleb understanding his story.
Do you think it is okay to spend $120,000 in a year making 20 to 30?
No.
I never said it was okay.
Then why did you do it?
Fiscally.
That you chose to do.
Why did we do it? We were fiscally irresponsible.
That is not an answer. Why did you choose to do it? That is not your choice. The fiscally irresponsible is not the answer. I want to know why the you did it. Self-assessment. Try to get any kind of reflection in your life.
Why did I do it? I don't necessarily have a great answer for it. I'm fiscally irresponsible.
Oh my gosh, buddy, that is not going to be an answer.
But that's why we racked up so much of this debt.
No,
because we spend money on dumb shit.
There we go. There's an attempt.
Stupid one-time purchases.
So what are you getting? This one-time purchases that you're able to justify for an entire fucking year, which will apparently never happen again in the rest of your life. Okay, then why are we defending ourselves like it's just one-time purchases that'll never happen again?
Because certain one-time purchases will never be made again. I have already looked
but
at
they will be replaced with other one-time purchases.
What I don't want to do is replace them.
They always will.
But you say they always will. They don't necessarily have to always be.
with your discipline if you choose to.
I know that's what I need to work on is my fiscal discipline.
Yeah,
with this
so
stuff.
let's learn about why you did those in the past. Tell me, what were you purchasing, dude? Instead of just saying I'm fiscally irresponsible and trying to move on. What the did you actually
And I'm
do?
gonna be completely honest. I didn't know we spent $70,000 a year. That's why I'm saying
That's
I
even
don't
You
know
answer
worse.
the question, guy. You don't need to sit here and try to look
I don't
good.
know what we spent that money on. The $70,000.
You can't reflect to 3 months ago.
$12,000.
You keep bringing up one-time purchases.
That
Tell me.
means you can't even reflect how much money you had spent, or you even got to that level of spending. That means that you are really bad at spending and management and of your money. You are doing a horrible job. You have a woman that you're leading right now from a whole other country, that moved from another country that's inside of this country with you relying on you, and you're over here making all the excuses and not keeping track of the money that you put in spending out, not even knowing that the money that you bringing in doesn't equate to the money that you are spending. It just doesn't make sense. This guy is not a good leader. This is the reason why we lead into broken families and fatherless homes. It's not only the woman's fault. Some of this is the man's fault. The man's fault too.
About any of them.
Couches one-time
Oh,
purchase.
he figured it out. He was able to get an answer. We got there
Couch.
10 minutes later.
Couch.
This man said a couch, a one-time purchase. You're gonna make another purchase again in the future. You think like this is a one-time purchase for your life or something? That's the couch you're gonna be having for the rest of your life. What else you got?
Couches one-time purchase, TV one-time purchase, all the stuff we've had to move
That's
in, whether it's table.
$70,000, couches and
That's
TV.
what I'm saying. I don't know what this
Keep
$70,000
going,
is. All the
So-
stuff
Couches and TVs. You're gonna buy another TV too, bro.
we've had,
Reflect.
all the stuff we've had to move in, plates, dishes.
You needed a TV to
Oh
survive.
my god.
Well, we've had our TVs, but
Okay, so that wasn't it.
okay. So desks.
You had the TV already? Why did you mention it?
For her to sew, sewing machine for her to sew.
Okay.
So she can try and make some supplemental income when she's allowed
How
to
much
work.
have we made?
None so far because I
Okay, so
cannot work.
She's
Keep
not
going.
allowed to make any money, whether it's cash
And
or
maybe we shouldn't have purchased for something she can't
that's
do.
when she was allowed to work.
Oh, okay.
And did you make any money doing that?
No. 'cause that's
Okay,
when
so
I-
bullshit. Keep going.
I don't even know what other one-time purchases could be.
Oh,
Lots of
man.
food, lots of, your passport doesn't really count because you had to get that. But going on vacation to Ocean City. we call
Yes,
it-
that is necessary for surviving and moving into a new place. This fucking guy. What are you talking about?
that
Yeah, we about to wrap this up though, y'all. About to wrap this up. Especially with all these commercials, man. Tell me, bro, drop your comments if this man leave a lot of commercials, man.
How would you talk about since fucking the unemployment?
That's
Because your
insane.
entire let's frame back. Let's get to where this started. You specifically said we are going to get out of debt when she gets income because everything's going to change because we got income. However, obviously, mathematically, you can do that part. You know that is not why you're in this debt.
Correct.
Because no amount of income she gets, unless she gets a 6-figure job, would make up for the kind of spending you guys did last year. So tell me
Exactly.
what the you guys were doing since she got unemployed.
spending money on dumb also, I don't really
You said
make.
it was just one-time purchases.
Also, I don't really have the money coming in to kind of.
Exactly.
Hey, how about you work like a fucking man then?
I am working. What the fuck do you mean?
You took 3 months off when she was
I
unemployed.
didn't take 3 months off.
It was summer break.
I worked over the summer.
What'd you do?
I work at CVS.
You said you weren't bringing in money. You would have been bringing in money if you were working
They
at
let me work
CVS.
30 hours a week.
Okay,
30
so
hours a
that
week at
is
$19
money.
an
Then
hour.
don't say you didn't bring
I
in
didn't-
money.
I never said that.
Did he not just say
I
he didn't
legitimately
make
never
money?
said that. No, I work at CVS while I work during school, and over the summer they don't let me work full time. They let me work 30 hours a week.
Who doesn't?
CVS.
Okay.
Because they can't transition me from part time to full time because of benefits.
Well, but you pick up a second job somewhere else.
That's what I'm trying to do right now. Over the
no,
summer.
last year. I don't give a shit about right now. We're still talking about last summer, trying to follow along.
Yeah.
Why didn't you work a second job?
Because she was still working over the summer.
She got unemployed in August. Why didn't you pick
School
up a second
started in
job?
August.
Why couldn't you pick up a job in the evenings? You don't make enough
I work
money.
at CVS in the evenings.
It was CVS in the evenings.
I work at CVS.
Why are you working at CVS right now?
I am.
Why did you say that? That's what you do for a living. How am I
to
able to
be
give
fair-
answers without a full picture?
Listen, to be fair, you cut me off after I said substitute teacher, and I never got to go back into that
How much do you make at
conversation.
CVS now?
It's about $19 an hour.
How many hours a week are we currently working?
During school, it's about 10 hours a week. I work there Mondays and Tuesdays after.
You can do more than that.
I work there Mondays and Tuesdays after school. They don't let you work Saturdays, Sundays. Sundays are only open for
Are there
overnight
other
shift.
weekdays other than Monday and Tuesday?
Yes.
Might need to check your
I
calendar
also
for that
have
one.
my schooling that I have to do.
Okay, and when does that take place?
I do my schooling Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I'm in online school.
When are the classes? What time?
It's all asynchronous. So I do it whenever I have time. There's no like live lectures. They're
Oh,
all
good.
just posted.
Okay, so you can work after school
But
for a
if-
few hours.
Yeah, I do work. But Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, if I come home at CVS, I usually get home 9 p.m.
Mhm.
I have to wake up at 6 a.m. to go to school. If I do my schooling after
So you're
that,
doing
I'm
the thing
dead.
that the rest of us have
Blah,
done all
blah,
throughout
blah,
life when
blah,
we had to
blah.
sacrifice, and maybe you get a little less.
Blah 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 blah. You know what I'm saying? You go ahead and watch that on your own time. That's the Kayla Hammer. You know what I'm saying? It's about an hour and 32 minutes. You know what I'm saying? So I can't react to the whole thing. You know, that's a really good episode. It was very important. You know what I'm saying? This man was like very irresponsible and defensive. You know, he couldn't even admit to his own financial struggles because he put himself in it, and he has a woman depending on him. If you can't handle financial truth without like swinging, you're not ready to be in the family. You're not ready for a family, bro. Like point blank, period. You know what I'm saying? He basically a liability, and he's definitely not a leader. You know what I'm saying? And I think a lot of us got to pay attention to that because we do be irresponsible, and especially when you got people relying on you, you gotta come in clutch. You gotta be ahead of the game. You cannot be slacking. And today, you know what I'm saying? That was a bad example of a man leading. Growth is still possible, though, man. You know what I'm saying? That's the good news. The good news is that growth is still possible. Accountability is the first investment to real wealth. You know what I'm saying? Not just about money; it's about your legacy. So this was another Purple Lip breakdown. Tap in next Wednesday. You know, where we're gonna keep the pocket watching Wednesday, not to judge, but to build better homes. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and like, comment, subscribe. Purple Lip breakdown. Let's get it. Let's go. I'm out. By the way, I gotta learn how to edit real quick. Once I learn how to edit, these videos gonna be chopped up and screwed up, and they're gonna be a whole lot better. Let's get it.